71% of hiring leaders say they would rather hire a less experienced candidate with AI skills than a more experienced one without them. If you've been skipping every posting that says AI ready because you're not technical, you've been ruling yourself out of the access spots employers are now favoring. I'm Damon. I coach people making a career change into project management, most of them with zero coding background. I recently made a similar jump myself, from years in finance and wealth management into an AI program manager role at one of Canada's largest mining companies. I didn't learn to code to get there. I learned how to talk about the work I was already doing. Here's what I keep seeing with the people I coach. Someone opens a posting, sees AI-Ready PM, assumes that means coding or data science, and closes the tab. That's not a skills gap. That's a translation problem. And translation problems are a lot easier to fix than skills gaps, once you know what's exactly being asked. Here's the misread. AI-Ready PM is not a standardized job title. It's a phrase hiring managers use to cover a wide range, from using AI tools well in everyday project work, all the way up to managing a technical AM implementation. Most of those postings mean the first one. The fastest way to tell which one you are looking at is the verb use, evaluate, coordinate, govern, adopt. Those point to AI literacy. That's a PM job. Build, code, architect, integrate, train models. Those point to a generally technical requirements. That's a different job wearing a PM title. Most non-technical candidates never get past the headline to check the verbs, and the numbers back why that is a mistake. Fewer than 1% of workers are expected to need advanced AI development skills. The rest of us just need to use the thing well. And once you're reading posting that way, the actual hiring data starts working in your favor instead of against you. 66% of leaders say they wouldn't hire someone without AI skills at all. That sounds like bad news if you never touch AI. But look at the next number. 71 said they will take a less experienced candidate with AI skills over a more experienced one without them. Read that again. Experience just got less important than this one signal. For a career changer, that's the first time in a while the math has actually worked in your favor instead of against you. Here's why. Over half of the job postings asked for AI skills right now sits outside IT or computer science entirely. Marketing, operations, project management. This isn't a technical hiring wave. It's a workflow hiring wave. And workflow is exactly what you've been managing this whole time. Before I get into how to talk about this, here's the part that trips people up. You don't need an official AI project, a pilot program, or a title change to have something real to say. If you ever ask ChatGPT or Copilot to draft an email, summarize a document, or give you a first pass at something, that counts. It doesn't need to be big, it just needs to be real. And here's the part that should actually make this easier, not harder. Unlike PMP or CAPM, there's no AI certification hiring managers are checking your resume for. Nobody's asking to see a credential. What they're checking for is whether you've actually used it and can talk about it honestly. That's a much lower bar than the one you've probably been picturing. Here's what happens when someone skips all of this and just wings it. They get to the interview, mention they've used AI a bit, and the conversation stalls right there. Not because they lied, because they never turn a real habit into a real answer. These three moves close the gap. Move 1. Talk about the AI you're already using, and frame it as a result, not a hobby. Skip ChatGPT as an example if you can help it. It's become such a buzzword lately that naming it barely registers with an interviewer anymore. If your company runs on Microsoft, there's a good chance Copilot is already sitting on your desktop, and naming the actual tool you use signals something ChatGPT doesn't. That this lives inside a real workflow, not a personal experiment at home. So instead of I play around with Copilot, try this. I use Copilot to draft first passes of my status reports, and it cuts my reporting time roughly in half. Same category of tool, complete different signal. One sounds curious, the other sounds like someone who already improved something real and can point to what changed because of it. Move 2. Reference AI's impact on your industry, not just your desk. You don't need to have led an AI project yourself to show you pay attention to where AI is really changing how your industry operates. Maybe vendors in your space have started offering AI assistant reporting. Maybe a competitor announced they're using AI for scheduling or forecasting. Maybe your own team's turnaround time on something has quietly gotten faster because of a tool nobody officially rolled out. Something like, I've noticed AI-based tools taking over more of the first-pass documentation in my industry, which is shifting the job toward reviewing and validating rather than starting from a blank page. Shows real awareness. And it costs you nothing to say if it's true. Just stay honest here. This only works if it's something you actually notice, not something you read in a headline an hour before the interview. Move number 3. And this is the one that separates real answers from rehearsed ones. Never let your claim out-turn your evidence. Here's what that looks like in the room. You say the line about cutting your reporting time in half. A good interviewer doesn't just nod. They ask a follow-up. Something like, walk me through what you actually fed it and how did you check the output before it went out? That question is the whole test. If you freeze or start speaking in generalities, the claim falls apart in real time. And the interviewer now trusts everything else you said a little less. Because if you got a real answer ready, something like, I give you the raw reports updates from each team and I still check every number against the source before sending. Because the first draft it gave me lost the actual budget on one line, that's not a claim anymore, that's evidence. It's specific, it shows you verified, and it shows exactly where the human part of the job still lives. There's a fourth move in the free guide, a fill-in-the-blank resume line that turns any AI assistant task into one clean sentence. I didn't want to rush it through here, so it's in here ready to use. If you're already running through which of your own AI moments you use for move 1, that's exactly the moment to grab the guide. It's called Quick Start, positioning as AI ready without a technical background, and it walks through all 4 moves, including the resume line formats, so you can use them before your next application. Link is in the description. It takes 2 minutes to read. 2 things to watch for, because this cuts both ways. First, don't overclaim. Calling yourself AI proficient after a handful of casual sessions is the resume inflation employers are getting tired of seeing. One specific workflow, one safeguard you used, one measured result, that beats a vague label every time. Second, not every AI-ready posting is actually open to you. Some of them mean it literally. If a listing asks you to build integrations, work with APIs, or train models, that's a technical AI implementation role and not a matter of positioning changes them. The verb task from earlier works both ways. Use it to roll posting in, and use it to roll the wrong ones out before you waste an application on something that was never going to fit. What almost nobody tells you is that the skills underneath of all of this, judgment, stakeholder communication, process improvement, change management, those are the harder half of AI ready, and you likely already have them from wherever you are coming from. The AI part is just the easier half to head. So here's how to know if you're ready, more AI ready than you think. 1. You already use an AI tool at least weekly, even for personal tasks. 2. You already have an opinion on how automation is changing your current job. 3. You are already the person coworkers ask when a new tool shows up. If any of that's true, you have more raw material than you think. The gap isn't experience, it's packaging. Stop skipping those postings that say AI ready. Read the verbs, use the moves, and go apply. Grab the guide if you want a 4th move and the resume line. Link is in the description. I will see you in the next one.